Welcome back to the Glen Alex Show. I'm here with Dr. Vicki, also known as the Anger Doctor. We are talking about anger management, domestic violence, self-awareness, and self-concept. So there's a lot that goes into being mentally and emotionally healthy, which is a huge component of total health. So you cannot dismiss your emotional self and your mental self. So with that, we're going to get a little more into relationships. So because if anger is an issue in the different 6 areas that you described in segment 2, do you have any tips for anyone getting in a relationship with someone who has anger issues? Like, are there red flags?
I am so glad you are referencing that
She's
question.
like, yes.
And several years ago, as an outgrowth of my experience with the City of Las Vegas Municipal Court and all my other professional and academic experiences, dealing with relationships, of course, I thought the problem is, and the challenge would be at the entry level or the admissions level.
Okay.
When we meet people, usually, not all the time, but I say 95% of the time, it's physical attraction, which is okay. However, the next level, we need to find out about that person.
Yes.
So I developed 5 questions. I call them 5 easy questions.
Okay. Probably not so easy.
Yeah, 5 easy questions to ask if I want to have a relationship, if you want to be my boo, or whatever.
Okay.
Whatever.
Okay.
So these 5 questions I think are critical, because once you ask, well, first of all, you have to ask yourself 5 questions.
Okay.
But secondly, if I'm meeting someone, I want to ask these 5 questions. Number 1, what are your values?
Okay.
Number 2,
Okay.
what are your core beliefs?
Okay.
Number 3 is critical. How do you handle anger and conflict? Number 4, what are your short-term goals? And number 5, what are your long-term goals? Now, since then, based on personal and professional experiences, I added a 6th question, or maybe it should be question number 1.
What is
and this
it?
question is, can I take him or her to the gala? Because if I can't take you to the gala, you define gala. Gala
Okay.
means
to the event.
to the event, to the restaurant with me, to my family.
Okay. There's
So
things you don't want other people to see.
That's right. But if I cannot, I shouldn't say but, I don't like but. However,
I don't like butt either.
if I can take him to the gala, then maybe we could move forward. That's assuming we want to move forward.
Okay.
But those 6 questions. What are your values? What are your core beliefs? How do you handle anger and conflict? What are your short-term goals? What are your long-term goals? And can I take him or her to the gala?
So when do you suggest asking those questions? On the first date, or?
Yeah, definitely.
Oh.
And I'll share an example with you. I was preaching these 5 questions when I was teaching for the City of Las Vegas Municipal Court, when I was teaching domestic violence classes for male and female perpetrators. So in one of the male classes, I presented these 5 questions, and the guys, oh, Dr. Coleman, this is blah, blah, blah. And I said, stick with me, just try it. So one gentleman, he had been sentenced for, I think, a year, 52 weeks of domestic violence classes. But in the meantime, he started to date, and so he invited a woman out to dinner. And the key is to integrate these questions into your conversation, not just, oh, hi, how are you? What are your values?
Check.
Yeah.
2.
So what he was very clever and strategic in the way he did ask the questions. So the first question again, what are your values? And the woman didn't seem to, she was like, she had an attitude about the questions.
Okay.
But she did answer, what are your values and what are your core beliefs? When he got to the 3rd question, how do you handle anger and conflict? She went off. She started yelling and screaming, but I was so proud of him. You know what he did? He said, wait a minute. This is not going to work. I'm already taking domestic violence courses. So he said, check please, check please. He got the check and paid for the meal and left. And then he came back and shared that with the class. I said, I am so proud of you.
Oh my
because
gosh.
it's a decision. Part of it and what I teach also with my clients, patients, is decision-making skills.
Absolutely.
We make a decision in terms of how to respond. However,
Yes.
that decision is better enhanced if we know ourselves.
Yes.
And if we ask certain questions.
Absolutely. I think that's a great story, and it's absolutely hilarious that she demonstrated.
She demonstrated
the answer.
and he knew he was already in trouble
Yes.
for anger and domestic violence.
Yes.
So I was so proud that he made the decision not to move forward.
And let me add that someone with a low self-esteem or poor self-concept, when she reacted that way, would have tried to placate her.
Right.
And would have said, oh, she was just surprised, would have
That's right.
rationalized it, would have
Yes,
given her another
yes.
chance, and things would have evolved from there. So you got to take these red flags
right.
seriously, and
Red
don't assume
flags.
you can change people,
Right.
because
People
you
will
can't.
change when they want
When
to
they
change,
want to.
when they make the commitment and sacrifice to change. Yes. Yes.
Okay, full circle, folks. Full circle. That is amazing. Thank you for sharing that.
Thank you.
That's
You're
pretty
welcome.
funny. And let's thank her for demonstrating it so
Yes.
clearly. Okay. Well, this has been a lot of fun. The time just really flew by. It's so easy to talk to you. Thank you. Thank you.
Glen, for inviting me.
You are so welcome. I'm glad you made it. Just one more time to give people your website and Facebook
Okay,
info.
it's angerdoctor.com.